Hello everyone. Today we will start edit functionality of our Todo app. So without further ado, let's start. So this is the Todo app. Now let's suppose I want to edit this Todo. So how can I edit this? So let's see. So for providing edit functionality, we need another form, and this form is add to do form. We need another form which we call edit form. So let's start. So this is our app.js. Now let's go to forms.js and copy this form design. Let's copy this and provide here. Also, let's remove these functions, remove this also, and provide here edit to do. Also provide here edit to do. And now let's check output. So you can see in the output, now I need conditional rendering of both these forms. So by default I need add to do form, but whenever I press on edit button I need edit to do form. So let's code it. So for providing conditional rendering we need another state. So let's make state, use state, let's say is edit mode, and let's make it capital. Also let's make it by default false. And now let's provide here condition. So whenever our state is true, means is edit mode is true, then I need this form, this edit to do form. So let's provide here, else I need this our normal form. So this, if you don't know conditional rendering, then check out I button. So now let's check output. So you can see this is add to do form. Now let's change the state. So let's make it true. Now let's check output. You can see this is edit to do form. So this is how conditional rendering works. Now I need another state for handling this edit to do form. So let's code it. So let's make another state, use state and edit to do. So edit to do, let's make it capital. By default it's null. Now let's set values. So in this edit to do form we will provide here value as edit to do, and on change property I need to update our state. So we provide here e, and let's say e dot target, sorry, set edit to do, and let's provide here e dot target dot value, and this is handling our form. So now let's make another function for on submit of edit to do. So let's call here on submit and handle edit form. Let's make this function const handle edit form, and let's console our edit to do value. Also I have to prevent this form from refreshing, so we don't prevent default. Now let's check output. So you can see in the output, let's provide here any value, and I'm clicking on this button, and you can see we have handled this value. Now I need any particular value of to do. So whenever I press on, let's suppose I pressed on this fourth value, So I need this fourth value into this form here. So let's code it. So we are in list component. Now let's make a function, same function as handle delete. So let's just copy this and paste. Just change the name of function, handle edit. Let's say, let's create this function, const handle edit, and it will provide us id also. Console.log this id. Let's check output. Let's say I'm pressing on second to do, so you can see second, let's say fourth, third, so you can see. Now I need fetch data function. So let's go to app.js and let's just copy this function and let's go to list. Let's copy paste, and I need this function for particular user. So let's change this name, fetch data for user, and let's provide here id, and let's change this double quotation, and let's provide here dynamic value, and also let's remove this line and set edit data. I'm sorry, let's console this response first of all, and let's call this function fetch data for user, and let's provide here id. Now let's run. There is correction here. Let's just provide here slash. Now let's run and check. Let's refresh this, and I'm pressing on second data, and you can see we have response. You can say status is 200, status text is okay, means we have our data. So in data you can see this is second to do. Now let's just set this to do value into this text. Now we need edit to do, so just copy this edit to do state and provide into list component. So let's provide here edit to do for changing our value. So edit to do, and also set edit to do equals to set edit to do, and let's consume this into our list component. So just provide here edit to do, also set edit to do, and now let's set a to do value whichever we have fetch from the this API. So let's provide here set edit to do, so sorry, response dot data and dot to do. Now let's check output. Let's refresh this thing. Let me close this inspect, and let's say I'm pressing on second data, and you can see we got the value. Let's refresh this, and now I'm pressing on fourth data, and you can see we have our fourth data. Now I need edit functionality. So for that we need to call axios.put request. So let's check. So before updating our user, we need ID of particular user into this app.js. So for that, let's make another state. So our state name is, let's suppose, ID of user. Let's make it capital. By default ID is null. Let's copy this and provide here into our list component as a props. So ID of user, set ID of user, set ID of user. Let's consume this. So let's go to list.js and provide here id of user and set id of user. Now whenever I'm pressing on edit button, then I need id. So just press uh, we have to provide here set id of user and provide here id. So that's how we can get the id into app.js from list.js component. Now let's update our to do. So for updating our to do, we need Axios. So provide here Axios dot put and let's provide this URL. So let me just copy and let's provide here instead of writing double quotation, let's provide here backtick and slash, and now we will provide this id of user. So let's provide here id of user and providing comma here, and now let's set our value of to do. So in to do, now let's provide here edit to do. Save this. Also let's provide here then, so it will give us response back. Let's console response, and also let's call fetch data function. So let's call fetch data because we don't have to refresh it again and again. That's why I'm calling fetch data function. Now let's catch the errors. So let's catch error. I forgot to mention here that we have to change this state on the click of edit button. So we have to provide this state into list component. So let's just provide this state as a props. So is edit mode, also set is edit mode. Let me just check this name. Yes, this is set edit mode. Let's provide here set edit mode and set edit mode. Now go to list.js. Let's consume this both states. So set is edit mode and is edit mode. Let me check name again. So this is, yes, this is edit mode. So now let's go to list.js and let's go to add edit function and let's make it set is edit mode as negation of is edit mode. So this will toggle this state is edit mode, so we can toggle our form. So now let's check output. So now let's suppose I want to edit this third data. So I'm clicking on third, you can see this is by mill. Now let's erase this and let's provide here buy something, and I'm just pressing on this edit to do button. So you can see third to do is updated. Now let me just clear this input on the click edit to do. So for clearing our input, let's go to app.js and on the press of this edit to do button, yes, here you have to provide here set edit to do null, and now we are good to go. Now let me refresh this, and let's suppose I need this to do. Now let's edit this and clicking on yes, you can see this to do is updated and our input is clear. So that's how we can make our to do app into React.js. For more videos, just subscribe my channel. Thanks for watching.